All right, welcome to Professor Joey's podcast review slash check-in academic channel for Texas A&M. And today I'm going to be reviewing the Logitech Brio. Now, I have been wanting a new webcam. I have a 920 that I've had forever. Actually, I have three of them. And over the pandemic, I've lent them out. So I was down to one. And I had seen that the Brio came out. I had seen a lot of mixed reviews on it. So I really held off on ordering one. But I had a circumstance come up last week where I was not in College Station and I still needed to teach. And so I needed to go buy a webcam and an audio interface. And so I went and bought the Brio, and then I also bought a Focusrite, and I'll review that in a different video. But the Logitech has actually, with some asterisks next to it, been phenomenal. It's really amazing. So I am currently using the webcam from this MacBook Pro that is issued to me from school. And what I want to do actually is I want to switch over and show you all how big of a difference this camera is. So first of all, I hooked it up. It's a USB-C device, and it comes with a regular USB to USB-C cable, so that it's compatible with pretty much everybody. But I happen to have USB-C on my laptop, so it would be nice to have that option. It would be cool. I mean, for $200, it'd be cool if they threw in both cables, but I understand why they don't. Um, but maybe in the future, who knows? So I'm going to go ahead and switch over. There we go. And you can see it is much wider, much clearer. And I'm also, just to note, in case y'all are wondering, I'm still using the Mo2 M2 audio interface right here. Just to demo real quick, I'll switch over to the Logitech Brio audio so we can hear what that sounds like. So this is the Logitech Brio mic, and the camera is about probably like 18 inches to 24 inches from me, about 2 feet. And so, we'll see what this sounds like when when we play it back. Also, there happens to be a train coming by right now, so that's kind of interesting. So we'll switch back over to the M2. And here we go. Okay, so let's close this down. Like I said, it also, just to note, it just pops up inherently. So it works just right off the bat. I didn't have to install any drivers. Now, it does come with a download link, and you can download some software. So I'll talk about that for a second. So this is the Logitech website with some information about it. It's $199, as y'all probably know if you're checking this video out. If you can get it any cheaper, that's cool. It has a lot of interesting features, as I stated a minute ago. So let's kind of go over those and talk about it a little bit. In case I didn't make it explicit. I'm using Zoom to record this because I think Zoom is what a lot of people use to do production right now, especially as academic. We're constantly using it for all kinds of different reasons, whether it's making video content, course content, or having meetings. So I thought it would be kind of a cool resource to use. So there's two apps to download. There's one called Camera Settings, and there's a Logi Capture. And so Camera Settings is interesting. So let's open that up, and it also is a nice way to go over the features. So camera setting, it actually is a real-time display of what we're going to see here in my Zoom. So I can actually open this up while I'm in a Zoom and adjust my video. So I can come over here and hit widescreen. Okay, so I can go from my image from standard to widescreen. This gives us our full 90 degrees of a field of view. Now, the older
Logitech cameras are actually 78 degree, and so it may be for conformity reasons. You may want to use 78 if maybe you're using multiple cameras and using open broadcast software or whatever to kind of match it up. Sorry, I'm burping. I had some coffee right before this. And then there's a little tighter one. And I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe it's just cropping in digitally to do this. So I like having it set to 90 and kind of keeping some flexibility. So you'll also notice there's an HDR button, but I have a fluorescent light facing me that I bought from Sam's. It was like 25 bucks. And it's actually a pretty large, it's like one of those 4-foot lights with dual LED bars that kind of looks like a fluorescent light. And so it doesn't really make a huge difference for my setup. Now, if I go to advanced over here, you'll see I can adjust my brightness, my contrast, my autofocus, color intensity. So I can like turn the color intensity down a little bit. I can leave it where it is. It seems saturated decently. And then you can also come in and adjust your white balance to what you want it to be if you want to have a little more control over it. Because I'm in a space that mainly has fluorescent, like 5500 Kelvin lighting, I don't know. I think this adjustment looks fine to me. I'm fine with the auto. So yeah, so this is a cool little tool that it comes with, and you'll notice here it has these little bars. What that allows you to do is you can like digitally zoom in and tighten up your shot if you want. And to me, I'm a huge like analog purist with zoom. I don't like digital zoom, but because we're mostly using this for web purposes, it's a 4K camera. When I crop in, I mean, I can crop in like 3 or 4 times before I'm hitting the resolution of what we're outputting. Meaning that if this is roughly, 3840 by 2000 pixels, I don't know the exact resolution, but something like that. Um, if we know that we're outputting at 1280 by 720 most of the time, then you can zoom in a couple of times and you're still going to have a decent pixel for pixel rendering. So that's kind of what I'm doing here is I've tightened this up and that's what that looks like. So there's that. Now I am running a uh, 2019, there we go, 2.4, 8-core i9, 32 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte, Radeon computer graphics with 4 gigs of RAM. And this thing runs flawlessly. I have run this on my 2012 Mac that has a 1 terabyte SSD and 16 gigs of RAM, and the results are almost as good, except that I can't get the Logi Capture software to work. I tried it on my older laptop as well, and it won't work there either. So I feel like the Logi Capture is kind of like a really cool product that is half baked, and it needs all the right things to keep going. I also wonder, like it comes up with this, and I'll tell it to install, and then it says it can't. Um, let's see here. I don't know if it's. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. Um, I don't know if this software is works with the M1 either. I would really like to find that out. I have a friend with the M1, and I'm going to actually try it, but I haven't gotten to do that yet. So I'm actually going to come over here to the camera settings and just restore it all, just because of the fact that there we go, that I want to have like full control over here with it. So let's see if we can do that. And I actually have someone that's next, like my neighbor, that's talking really loud, and it's funny because I can hear her. I have to wonder if she can hear me. Let's see. Let's see if this is going to work with Zoom. I wonder if I can reset the defaults, or I'm actually going to close this and open it back up because it seems like the video is having a little bit of a hard time. And again, I mean, I'm recording this while I'm messing with these options. So who knows like how much tax I'm putting on this thing. There we go. Okay, yeah. So this is really cool. You can have 2 sources. If I wasn't using Zoom, it would be really interesting to kind of like show y'all recording with this software, which is interesting. It's kind of meta right now, showing you all this. But I wanted to be able to like flip through all of this and show you all the settings and give you all an example of kind of how I use it. And you can, from what I understand, you can send this as a source to Zoom. Actually, let's look at that for a second. Let's come over to here and let's click on Zoom. I think I could be wrong, but I think it may even pop up. Nope, not yet. I may have to have already had it running. I believe it can pop up as a source for Zoom. But anyways, what you'll see here is that like you can kind of choose the different kind of views you have. You can record, and I've recorded. You can see I actually made like a little lower thirds and like a border for this. I was messing with it when I first got it, and again, you have that kind of control that I was showing you all with just the app. It has the same settings here and the advanced settings. It has like some background alignment for your text filters. As you can see, I already built out this one. So if we come over here, I have the text overlay on. I can turn it off as a watermark. I don't have a watermark currently, so that's not on. I can tell it to hide, show, duration. So like maybe if I wanted to have it just come up for a little bit, I can have it show and then go back into the background. I will say that my Mac is working really hard right now, in case y'all are wondering. I set mine to 24 frames a second, but you can go up to 30. If you do lower resolutions, I believe you can go up to like 60 or 90. The audio settings here, again, like, so for my setup, I would use my M2, but it lets you choose, which is really nice. These are the quick keys. This is just, you do have to kind of log in order to get some of the features. So, I mean, this is my work stuff, and I work for a public university. So I was like, well, I'll just log in with this. One of the things about working for a public institution is I keep my work separate from my personal stuff. And so I'm a little more okay with just signing up for something to see how it works, since it's my work and I work for a public institution and everything is public. It's like, I'm just trying this out. The data they gather is just was public data in my eyes, as it was. So yeah, so I hope y'all are kind of enjoying this. There's settings here. You can mess with the dark theme. It has auto update. Like I said, this is great when it works, but on my other two machines, I can't get it to work, and I don't know how it's going to work with the M1. When I looked on forums, people were saying it doesn't work. But I could see this being a very powerful tool, kind of like a prosumer turnkey solution compared to like OBS, where OBS, just so y'all know, open broadcaster software is an open source, free, multi platform software package that allows you to do multi-camera, multi-source switching in production, and it's free as in speech, not just as in beer. So meaning that it's open source, and anybody can go and manipulate and edit the source code and create their own versions. But it has a steeper learning curve, not a crazy learning curve, but a steeper learning curve than using the Logitech Capture software I just showed. So I can definitely see this being a hot ticket for kind of academics and people that just buy this webcam and just want to get started and have some kind of cool features without having to really get right into using some like super technical way of doing it. It's like, I bought this webcam. It had this, software download. I downloaded it. It works. I hit record. I can do a little screen cap. It sends it out to my Zoom. There we go. And then if you want to nerd out, like, I mean, the Brio will work with any webcam enabled software. So you can use it with Open Broadcaster. And I tested it with Open Broadcaster. I mean, Open Broadcaster OBS is clunky as is, so it works. It's clunky. Like, It natively set it to 1280 by 720. You have to go and make some changes to make it work at 4K. And when I went and read all of the reviews of this webcam, that was basically what I kind of found the sour grapes and where people were upset about this is that once you move away from Logitech solutions, the webcam itself is not as glitzy as they make it seem, and meaning that it looks great. It works great for Zoom. It works great for like everything you're doing, except when you want to shoot 4K. If you want to shoot 4K and have 4K output, you pretty much are resigned to using the Logi Capture software, and that's how you can record in that way. But there are a few other solutions. The other feedback I got was that it's really intensive on your computer to use it in terms of the software rather than hardware accelerated solution, meaning that your camera to do the video processing is using a lot of the processor to do this. Now, I don't know how that's going to be on an M1 because the M1's supposed to just really be able to crunch these things and deal with it in a different way. So I'm excited to see that. I will be getting an M1 computer sooner than later personally. Work wise, probably in the next year or two. But yeah, I just wanted to go over this. I wanted to talk a little bit about it, show y'all uh, how I've interacted with it, the results I've had. I've used it now for about a week and a half, and I'll keep putting it through its paces. Compared to my other Logitech camera, my 920 camera, I just really like that it has a wide view. Like if I'm going to do a podcast where I want to interview someone, I'm going to have enough width to be able to interview and capture that. Um, Whereas my 920, it's a 78-degree view, and it's just not quite as I don't know, conducive to that in the space that I'm in. I mean, I'm literally in a one bedroom apartment. I I work and live and exercise all in one space with my wife and kid. And so, it's a very kind of like tiny house living kind of situation if you want like some way to think about it. And so yeah, I hope this was useful, and leave comments. I'm always happy to answer them. Like I said, I did get the Focusrite preamp as well, and I needed that. It was in a pinch. It was $120. If I had had time, I would have definitely bought just another Motu M2, and that's after using it, and I don't have any problems with it. I like it, but it's just not like the Motu M2 to me is like 10 times better than any other um, interface I've used. Just is. It's just better. And so yeah, so I'll do a review on the Focusrite, but it's not going to be like my great review of the Motu. I mean, it's why I have it hooked up. It's like proof is in the pudding. Did I hook up the Focusrite? Did I hook up the M2? And I hooked up the M2. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I hope you all have a great day.